Alright, so this is number 3 in the Guitar Games series, and today we're going to look at some legato. And what I just played is a very Yngwie-inspired tonality, but not necessarily the way that he would play it. I've seen him play this legato as well, but he usually would pick this. But it's a great sound, and it's a great way to get that Phrygian dominant sound with a fairly easy pattern once you get to know it. So I'm going to show you the pattern, and I'm going to show you the actual sequence. And then if you want the tabs, you can find that in the practice room. As you can see on the screen, you have a link below. And basically what you do, you go there, you sign up for the forum, and then you need to wait for me to okay you, so don't freak out if you don't get in right away. It's just to keep scammy marketers out of the group, because there's quite a few of those trying to get in there that don't even play guitar. So as long as you answer your questions, I'm gonna get you in there, no problems, and that's where you're gonna get the tabs. So we start here on the 13th fret of the high E string, and I'm just going to show you the actual scale pattern here. So we have 13, 12, 10, 12, 10, 9. And then we're just going to repeat that in octaves. So that's fairly easy. The problem might be here. We have a bigger skip because of the tuning of the tuning discrepancy between the G and B string, right? But other than that, it should be fairly straightforward in terms of visualizing this pattern. And one thing that can help is to look for where the index finger is going to be. So it's kind of this broken staircase. So you got normal step, then you have a broken step, meaning you hop over this one and go here. But from here you have like a sort of staircase formation, and that helps me to keep track of everything. The actual pattern then is a pattern that I've been playing forever, and I've taught in a lot of lessons here on YouTube, and also if you're watching this in the practice room, hey. It's basically what I call Yngwie sixes. So if you number the notes from left to right, 1, 2, 3, so not the fingering, the notes themselves, then you have the sequence 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. And then you repeat that on each string. Then you pull off to the low E string, if you want. Or you can also hear this more as A harmonic minor, so then you would end. Right, so that depends on what you want. Oops. So try both ways for sure. And the way to practice this is to take, first of all, you need to get comfortable with the sequence if you're not comfortable with that. So, shit ton of reps, very slowly, and relax, trying to really find like, what's the minimum amount of pressure. Like this, so now it's too little, and then I add some more pressure till the notes start to sound, and then I can sort of find how much do I actually need to, push down to get a good sound. And that's going to be different for every guitar and all that kind of stuff, so you need to check that out at home. And then once you've done that on each string, so a good warm-up could be just have a timer, use maybe 2 minutes per string or 1 minute per string, and just go really focusing on that clarity of each note, and try to avoid, get that meowing sound as Holsworth would call it. So 1 minute here, 1 minute here, and so on. And this is good as well because you're working on this fingering 1, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 4, which is the only two fingerings you tend to use in most normal 3-note per string scales. And before you go like, well, hey, what about the whole steps? Yes, but you're gonna play that with either 1, 2, 4 or 1, 3, 4. And as far as your brain is concerned, it's gonna be the same thing, especially when it comes to picking. So if you can synchronize these two fingerings, then you're pretty much good to go with any scale that you can come up with. You just need to learn the actual scale shapes. Okay, but that's another lesson. So once you've done it 1 minute per string, you can start coupling them. And what I mean by that is that you go between the E and B string. And you can either do what I'm doing now, where I'm not picking at all, or you just simply pick as you change strings. But you try to keep it so you don't go, unless that's the sound you're going for, which is not very likely if it's legato you want. So then you do the B and G string. But again, keep it at a perfect tempo. And another tip here, you just go on like that after, right? And once you've done the pairs, you probably can already play. You can probably already play it, right? But if not, you can just extend it. So you go. Right, so now you went 3 strings, and you can do 4 strings and so on. Excuse me. And that's a really good way to break down any type of lick like this, because you want the reps, but you also want, especially if you're kind of new to this stuff, you want to have a smaller pattern at first, so you can really focus on, you know, what's going right and what's going wrong. And a final tip here before we move on for today is to try to synchronize the first 2 fingers on the next string, because that's going to be a pull off here. So we got. Try to get 4 and 1 down at the same time, if you know, as much at the same time as possible. Because that will help you to get more of a flow. Because otherwise you need to push it down and then do that, and you kind of get more motions than notes. Push it down, nothing happens, and then you do a pull off instead of going 1. So that's a, you know, helpful thing overall when it comes to legato. And if you want to really go for a deep dive in the legato technique and more tips like this, just check out the legato deep dive in the premium section of the practice room. So, or just go to pro right away, and I can help you write a practice schedule. All right, so that's it for this one. Good luck, and see you in the next one.